Are you looking for a faster video? Well, today it's a live stream, and I know you're probably looking for a really nice and tidy, edited down video, but I have ways for you to make it faster. You can click that little gear on the YouTube settings right there on the video and adjust the playback speed, make me sound like a chipmunk, and it'll go a lot faster. You can also look and see if there's timestamps for this project in the description, and if you're on a desktop, you can hover over the time bar at the bottom of the screen and see if it's chunked up into chapters, and then that way you can go directly to the step you're looking for. And lastly, you can also tap on the screen on the right hand side of the video picture or on the left hand side to make the video jump ahead, forward or backward if you're on a mobile device. And you can adjust that amount in your settings so you can have complete control over how much it jumps. So if you are on a desktop, you can use the fast forward or the rewind, and that will make it go faster as well. You can also enable subtitles, and the little CC on the screen will enable closed captioning. That way, if I am a little bit harder to understand with that double playback speed, the subtitles might help you out. All right, well, I know that it's not a nice little edited video, but if you sew with me, we'll get there together and it'll be lots of fun. And now for the live stream. Happy sewing! Hey, how's it going? Nice to see you two again. Hi, Rachel and Aisha. All right, so today is part 2 of the Renee dress by 5 out of 4 patterns, and I've got it right here. I'm gonna take it off the dress form. I realized I hadn't done that yet, and I didn't do much prep today. Sorry, I had a little audio issue again, so I was working on that. So I need to figure out what my sleeve. What are these? Oh, pockets. I'm going to do pockets and both tiers of the skirt to make it into a dress. But right now it's looking like a pretty cute little top. Let's check it out. Hi, Sue. Hey, Ray. Hey, Terry. Hey, Sydney. Sydney, you made it, huh? I thought I just clicked full screen. There we go. Here we go. Wait. Ugh. It's like pushing her on molasses, you know? It's looking pretty cute though. Like I could easily stop here. It's not really my style to, but hey Shasha, how's it going? Really, Rachel? I just did that yesterday. Hi, Erin. Yeah, welcome. So this is the dress so far. It looks like a top. In fact, I was having trouble convincing my office neighbor that it's a dress, and they were like, really? I'm like it's got a skirt coming. But they just couldn't see past it. They were like, it looks so cute like this. So it just needs the elastic on the sleeves, and then the 2 tiers, and then I modified it by adding a belt rather than elastic here, and I also added pockets. So, well, that's awesome, Rachel. Well, was it you that I was just, oh no, it was Ray that I was talking to about that. Yeah, I'm sorry, my chair is all wiggly weird right now. I'm trying to do more of those, and it's really nice to have like a little list of quick things. Nothing is quick enough though. Like, making something 1 minute long it's a struggle. It takes me an hour to take 2 minutes of footage and pare it down to 1 minute. It's actually not 2 minutes of footage either. It's like 15 minutes. It's easy to cut off big chunks. But when you get down to it's like 1 minute and 11 seconds, cutting off that 11 seconds, well, watch the reel. You'll see it's kind of painful. All right, so let's see here. I need to figure out, I thought I already cut my sleeve elastics, but I don't think I did, which is kind of funny because maybe I thought, oh, I won't do this after the stream. So, hey Terry, hey Elena, how's it going? Happy Saturday. Is this a weird time for anybody? Is this a better time? Is this the worst time? Is it weird? What do you guys think? I had a workshop this morning, so I figure, oh, don't even get me started on that, Sydney. You know, what's funny, Rachel, is that I actually kind of like it, but I get a little stressed during it. It's really funny. I'll start getting a little stressed, like, how am I going to get rid of, you know, 40 seconds? All of this is important. And I always tell the funny story, like last time I did a reel, someone said, this is too fast. I was like, yeah, it's too fast. I totally agree with you. Watch my YouTube channel. You did, Elena? Congratulations. Oh, I'm really happy for you. I'm really happy for you. I'm so into pets, and I know you lost one recently, and and you don't listen to anybody that says it's too soon, okay? Because it is helpful. It's helpful to have your new pup. You're going to remember all kinds of things from your last pup because of your new pup, and I think that's so great because it's like they're tied together, and you just, yeah, I'm so happy for you. I think that's such a great way to kind of transition, you know? Okay, you're going to have to share pictures in the guild. I want to see. Did you share a picture in the guild? Wait, did she say that? I want to go see. I want to see. Nice, Terry. Dinner's done. I feel like this is going to throw off some of you with your schedule. Oh, it's on Instagram. Okay, I'll check it out. He's a mountain dog with even less teeth. We learned that Loki has a broken tooth, and we didn't even know it. And so he has to have that removed this summer. We're going to do that, and we're going to give him one big nostril. He also has a weird mole that is more than suspicious. It actually does have some issues. So, all right, back to sewing. All right, so for the sleeve, I'm doing the cap. It says 12¼ inches. So that's exactly what I was thinking in my head. That's why I thought I cut it. I'm just going to put that up around my arm and see what I think about that before I actually cut it. Might as well, right? Oh, I want to see. I really want to see now. I think just pets are so amazing. Okay, that'll work. See, I'm kind of holding it around my arm. So what I have found is if you have to really gather in a lot of fabric, what'll happen is your elastic will stay slightly stretched out, right? So then you might have to shorten it. On a sleeve, I don't really want the sleeve to be like against my arm too tight. So this I think will be okay, because if there is a lot of volume and it stretches it out, I'm even more fine with that. So I'm going to stick with this measurement. And I didn't look how, oh, I actually think I did. It's just hemmed around it, right? So really, is that really how you do it? Because that actually sounds, they usually favor things that are pretty easy to sew, which is pretty nice. And that, it can actually be, unless you do the casing thing, that's probably what you do, right? Let me see. Oh, yeah, okay. All right, we're gonna do that first. Get our sleeves done here. Let's see here. Know where all my pins are. They're on my dress form. Why is my chair so funky today? I put a little cushion on it, you know, and sometimes I either feel like it's going to dump me off the chair completely, or I'm going to sit on it wrong. Walter. I haven't seen Walter in a bit. He could be lurking. He's been pretty busy lately. He's doing summer stuff, which is completely understandable. All right, where's my other sleeve at? Here it is. All right, so let's tidy up this transition right here. Oh, and I should mention that this fabric, this really beautiful fabric, was gifted to me by Lush Cloth, and that's why I have a little sponsor thing right here, I was looking at the live stream. I was like, my hands aren't moving. This is it right here. Lush Cloth, and let me put their information in the chat, because they have a lot of really great garment specific fabrics, and I really appreciate when I find a fabric shop that specializes in garment specific fabrics. This is the Wild Meadow and Viscous. All right, I think I just have to put my hair up because I'm just really hot. So I'm just gonna put it up real quick. And I'm gonna move my dress form so I can feel my fan. It's not even that hot today. I mean, it's 89, but it gets really hot in my office for some reason. All right. So let's see, this is the one. Did I just trim this one? I think I just trimmed the other one. But this one, I'm always looking to see my transitions are okay. I'm going to reinforce this seam right here, because sometimes, you know, when you start to pull on a seam, you know, when you're hemming it or whatever you're doing, it can kind of pull it apart. And I kind of like to prevent that, because it just leads to some other thing that drives you nuts later, you know? So you might not have to do that. My serger is pretty firm, but sometimes, you know, they will pull apart. You know, you can't backstitch your serger, right? So let's look at this transition here. So let's just trim that and make it a nicer transition. Like that. Do you have to lean over the tub to wash your dishes right now? Oof, that sounds like a back-breaking task for sure. All right, so I think it's a 5/8 inch. Let's look. I know I'm already throwing so many different things I'm doing differently. I don't want to go completely against the directions. They probably hate me at 5 out of 4, pretty sure. Let's see. Oh, a quarter, and again at 3/8. I think I'm gonna need a little bit more. My elastic is 3/8 inch. I don't even have white elastic. I'm really hoping it doesn't show through. I'm hoping it's like kind of scrunched up around it, because this isn't really ideal. And I have some white elastic here, but I just think it's too wide, because it's a 1/2 inch. Where'd it go? Oh, here it is right here. That's where I thought it was. But you can tell that the difference between it, like through the fabric, see that? That is nice and white. Like it matches the fabric. You can see this one looks kind of dingy because the black's showing through. It does actually not, maybe it's not too bad. Using bathroom sink. Yep, one step closer. All right. Let's see here. This is the back. Press that seam that way. So I'm just going to leave myself a little bit of an opening, and we'll do this the kind of the traditional way with a casing, and then we'll insert it with a safety pin. I think that'll be good. Could fold it first, you know, with the iron, I mean. You could iron it first. Ooh, is this curved? Well, that's no fun. Let's see. Let's get rid of some of these threads. They're just too hard to battle sometimes, you know. So I'm going to try and prevent torquing in this casing. Because of the curve, it may happen anyway, but the gathers will probably hide it. And to combat that, make sure you're folding directly across, you know, like don't fold at an angle, right? And it's kind of hard when it's on a curve to do that. This is actually not too bad though. I was totally turned around. In my head, I knew I was streaming Saturday, and it sounds like I just ran out of bobbin, but I didn't. I thought, oh, I need to be there to stream. And in my head, that was at 10 a.m., you know, to be here by. And because my husband's out of town, I'm like leaving as late as possible, so I'm not leaving my dogs alone for too long. I had a workshop at 10 today. So I almost just like messed everything up. Okay, so there's one, right? There's my little casing there. I have a little bubble, but it's gonna be okay. We'll get that in there. All right, let's do the other one, and then we'll feed it in. Let's see here. This is the front and this back. I'm pushing the seam allowance towards the back. I like to start the casing on the seam too, so I don't have to fiddle with that later, you know? Because sometimes that can be a pain. What is this long thread right here doing? We'll just trim it. Hopefully it doesn't come back to haunt us. All right, let's do a little bit. So are you guys all sewing? What are you guys working on? It's Soder Day, as Ray says. I can see that torquing trying to come into play there. Let me see if I can get it to do it again, and I'll show you how I'm going to ease it in. Through the middle of the sleeve, it'll be pretty easy because you're kind of directly folding it, you know, perpendicular, so it won't torque. But when I get into this little area right here between the underarm seam and the center of the sleeve, that's where it wants to do it because it's a little bit more curved there. And so I can see, like, if I start folding this like this, can you see that little bump right here? That little bump right here. Point to it. That is torquing right there. And so what I do, you can see maybe these little gathers there. I kind of just position those until I get rid of that torquing. It's all about fabric handling, and it definitely takes a long time. So right here, this is a perfect example. When I pull on this, hopefully it's not off camera. So if I were to pull on this, you can see that whole line. It's not too bad. You don't want to stretch it out, but you can kind of pull on your fabric and kind of get it to behave a little bit, and then just kind of finagle it. Pull this layer right here to kind of straighten it out and get the torque to go away. Just take your time with it and let it know who's boss. And that's you. All right. Foster mom for Walter gave us a bunch of belly bands she never sewed together, so I'm working through those now. What's a belly band? I don't know what that means. You're taking a break and making a blueberry. Oh my God, that sounds so good. I love stuff like that. Oh my gosh, Rachel, I forgot to tell you how hooked I am on that podcast. I've started at the very beginning too, so I'm making my way through them. That's so good. You're reorganizing your sewing suits. Oh, ooh. Your new industrial mounted. What does that mean? Did you have like a table installed, like a countertop or something, and you're mounting the machine directly into it? Raspberry rucksack. Cool. Nice. That's awesome, Terry. You retrace your lander and put on the change. Okay. Are you starting over a little bit? I hope that's a good thing, Aisha. You haven't sewn. That's good though. Oh, you signed up for the Brobby and you're not sewing anything. There's a few people doing that. I know Aisha and Libby are doing that. You're working on a bias cut. Oh, I love bias cut stuff, Mafio. Was it you, Mafio, when you first came in stream? You were talking a lot about bias things. I don't think it was you. It was someone else. Oh. It was, what was her name? She's not around anymore, but she was really into bias cut stuff too. Yeah, what's the pattern exactly? I want to know too. Laces because of the Brobby. That's a kind of a mouthful. You packing for work, or leaving for tomorrow, though? Plenty of time, Elena. You got a new puppy. Yeah, Ray, you are going to get this. Oh, interesting. Really? Well, my pug could certainly do that, and most pugs can. Oh, it's called maintenance phase, Aisha. Night, Sue. Sleep well. Oh, he'll get housebroken so fast. It's the way we speak when you go, oh, okay, okay, you put it together yourselves. Oh, okay, Shasha. I didn't know what that meant, Ray, to tell you the truth. To remind me about notifications. I mean, I don't need a reminder. I have to be here doing it. Oh, that's good, Sydney. You can access it. Yeah, do it when you're like more, you can focus on it. You know what I mean? Oh, okay, Aisha. Okay. Yeah, hopefully, yeah, because you were talking about that maybe the grain line had gotten, I could have been stuffing my, my elastic in there. You were talking about maybe the grain line got a little bit off. Oh, you're doing secret sewing, Mafio. Got it. Oh, he's 4. I love that you picked an older dog. Have you ever heard of Susie's Senior Dogs? On the stream when someone subscribed, the notification didn't ring or whatever that's called. Oh, alerts. You want alerts. The alert box is on. I haven't set my camera up here. Let's see, alert box on. I have to like look around. Yeah, alert box is on. Thank you. So Susie Senior Dogs is, do you know Humans of New York? So his partner or wife started Susie Senior Dogs. Ugh, love it. And they look for homes for older dogs, like diaper dogs. Oh, yeah, Ray. I mean, I have been having to toggle things off last week especially. But this week, I had to use my phone. But I did get a nifty cool thing. Oh, this is still kind of tight. That I can use this microphone. Yeah, honey, exactly. Okay, so his wife started one called Susie's Senior Dogs. They used to have this old dog named Susie, and her tongue didn't work. She's so cute. And then they got Simon, and now Simon is the face of Susie's Senior Dogs. Anyway, yeah, so I got this cool thing where I can use this microphone on my iPhone now. When I'm making, because when I make reels, it's just better to make it in the format instead of chopping off the sides of the video, because then I won't stay centered, you know. So yeah. Oh, there's an alert. Woo woo. Thanks for subscribing, Marcella. I didn't get sound though. I don't know why, but I'm not getting sound for alerts. Okay, so now I've got my elastic all the way through. Make sure, really, like when it looks like this, when one side is flat and this is all scrunched, that can be a recipe for a potential disaster. So get a little bit more on there before you secure it. Otherwise, you might suck it back in like that. But then make sure it's not twisted. Make sure you feel it and it's not twisted. Like, see, look right here, it's trying to twist. So let's untwist it. Because this is all straight, right? Yeah. So we're gonna untwist this one here. Like that. And now we're just gonna overlap these two like this. Always secure this really good. I'm just gonna put 2 rows of stitching straight across it. Like, you cannot stitch this too much. Because the last thing you want to do is for it to pop open and it's like sucked into your sleeve somewhere and you have to start over. I appreciate it, Ray. All right, and then I'm just going to kind of scrunch like this all the way around. And then we'll close it. I'm going to get it going and then I'm going to hold it open like this. And clip my threads. Easy peasy. I tend to be kind of a baby about putting elastic in like that, but you know, the thing is, it works. It works really good. There we go. All right, let's do our other one. I already made the casing. Yeah, like remodeling it's literally another job, like another full-time job in your house, in your space. I remember one time, and this will never happen in my life. It's probably never happened for anybody. I don't know how this happened, but my husband and I, we weren't even married at the time. In our first house, which was a fixer-upper, we got in one day, let's see, there were 3 things. Oh, we got a new dishwasher, new cabinets, new countertops, and a new wood stove all in one day. 4 different companies, and it all worked perfectly. Hi, Oyen, how's it going? Thanks for stopping by. Nice to see you. Thanks for the fabric. It's so lovely. I can't wait to wear this dress. It's going to be perfect. Yeah, it's got such great detail. I mean, you know OAM, but look at all the colors in it. You know, I'm a fan of rainbow. Like, rainbow is basically my favorite color. And that's one of the reasons why I was like, oh, I would be totally happy with this fabric because it has so many different colors in it, you know? It's like a subtle rainbow. All right, already that. This isn't very far either. I don't know why I get to be such a baby about this stuff. Yeah, me too, Lush Cloth. I was going to say Lush Cloth, OAM. I think it's going to be good. I had like 3 different patterns picked out for this fabric. And then I was like, you know, I feel like all the tears kind of go good with the wildflowers, so. All right, here we go. Didn't have to flip anything that time. Because the elastic's like free floating in there, it's not as critical that you distribute all your gathers because it'll happen, you know. But sometimes if you have to sew your casing around the elastic like I did on the neckline and you accidentally catch the elastic, it's not going to move around in there and it's not going to distribute, so. Okay, now it's really looking like a little blouse. Look at that, very cute. All right, now we're on to our tiers and our pockets. So let me look at the directions and see if there's anything I need to know. I don't think so, but you know me, you never know. I think you're just gonna gather. Oh, and I was right. I did do the casing. See, it is straight across. So it does dip a little, just like this. Oh, sorry, my nail is so ugly right now. It dips like this. That is totally normal, and that's how it's supposed to be. You do a straight casing. So if you're doing elastic straight across, I did a casing with a belt, so I keep saying casing, sorry. But if you're doing the elastic stitch, it is straight across the waist, so. At the end of the stream, I was like, you know, I could have done that wrong. Maybe I was supposed to do it parallel to the seam, but I wasn't. I was okay. That's rare. All right. Okay, I don't think there's anything hidden here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the front tiers to themselves and the back tiers to themselves. And then put the pockets on to the side seams and then attach it to the dress. That's my plan. And I don't know, it does, I think it does gather to the seam of the dress. It might not though. Oh yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. All right. All right, I put one pin in for the top tier. So smart. 2 for the second tier. Oh no, Terry. You just cut the fold in your pants. Well, your pants aren't on the fold though, right? So that's okay. We'll put this one here. It's one pin. And then this is my double pin. We're just gonna grab one tier. These are pockets. We'll just put those right there. I used to mentor this group of high school students, and the number of times that they would accidentally put a pattern piece that was supposed to be cut on the fold, just cut all the way around it. And it was just so heartbreaking because, you know, it's not like we're all made of money to just rebuy the fabric, you know? So I really felt for them. So do you gather? Yeah, okay. Yeah. All right. Let's put the, let's see. I'm pretty sure this doesn't have a one-way pattern on it, but I'm treating it like it does, just in case. Better safe than sorry. This will be so easy to gather, but it's pretty long. I'm gonna put a pin right here. Oh, I have that fold will help me. I have it notched. So if you haven't notched the center of the long edge of the top of your tier, I would do that. It's gonna be a lot easier to sew. And I'm gonna do 2 rows because the gathers will look nicer. I don't think the seam allowance supports this, but we'll just have a slightly different, wider seam allowance. It's worth it. People tell you you can't control the speed on an industrial machine. They're wrong. You can go really slow. I feel like I've proven that many times by going stitch by stitch. Right, that's clever. Oh wait, the contractor had the demo handle. I was just answering questions. And on kid supervision duty, and she randomly smashed her face that day. She's 9. Oh my gosh. A kid smashing their face doesn't sound like great. I got to see my sister and my niece and nephew and my brother-in-law this week because they're moving to California. He's in the Navy. Hi, Barbara. Welcome. Oh, okay. Oh, it has a side seam. Oh. Hey, Taya. How's it going? Nice to see you. Yep, now it has a side seam, huh? So when I do gathers like this, I try not to rub this cut edge. So I'm putting my finger down here on the gathers like this and sliding. And I just try not to slide my fingers along the edge because I don't know about you, but it just drives me crazy how thready it gets. It's already gonna get thready, like we know this, right? So that is one way. If you're not sliding your fingers on that edge, it'll help not like break up the fibers off of the edge. So I don't think this is that gathered, so maybe I should work these down further, you know? I always over gather and then I'm like, oh, I gotta undo all this. Let's just see where we're at with just this much. Yeah, see, I'm really close already. Look at that. I'm already over gathered. So let's distribute these gathers that we have here. I'm not going to say on YouTube, Barbara. No, they've been in Washington. They were stationed in North Chicago though before. Yeah, I hope so, Barbara. I hope so. She was laughing about something, and I was like, how are you saying this when you grew up in California? I'm not going to tell you what it was because it would have been too much identifying. She was laughing about it. I was like, dude, you are, yes, that's a California thing. Like, why are we even having this conversation? It was really funny. But I like, the best thing is like, she's going to get good Mexican food now, which is awesome. Because, well, although, yeah, I mean, she's like just as big a fan as me. But they love Del Taco. Like they love the hot sauce or something like that. They loved Washington though. So I think like if they had their choice, they would end up there. Oh, no, it's not that one though. It's not that one, Barbara. There's a Navy base that far inland. Aren't you inland? I know where you live. Kind of. Because you are closer to them than me. It's, you know, it's in the architecture of the building they're living in is Spanish style, which I just love. All right. So if this is my top tier, I'm going to put this right sides together. So I just put my second tier below my first tier, and then I'll put my first tier, the whole thing, onto the dress. That's how it's going to work. But we're going to do the pockets first. Because the pockets didn't come with the pattern. I'm going to sew this on here. I'm going to get this going first a little bit. Oh, let's put that steam lock, that thing. All right, where's my center here? Here's my center. And here's my center. That's so far away. Look at how big that dip is. Is that really my center, or is that just a cutting error? No, that's really my center. You know, don't be like me. Don't be so overzealous when you nip the center, man. Literally changed my seam allowance by doing that. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's all jets. Oh, interesting. There aren't a lot of landlocked Navy bases. The Chicago one's the other one. But that's a training base as far as I understand. He's so young, because my sister's a lot younger than me. He's so young, he's going to be able to retire in the Navy. Because he started young. So when I'm doing the gathers like this, do you want me to put the camera down a little lower? Let's put it down a little lower. Yeah, that's true, Aisha. Great Asian food, you're right. Lots of teriyaki there. So when I do the gathers, the reason I do 2 rows, and trust me, I used to try and get away with only doing 1 row. Okay, so this is where I'm going to sound like your high school sewing teacher and say that 2 rows is better. I totally get it. I hate doing gathers myself, but the gathers will look nicer when it's 2 rows. Can you see, like, you see how they're straighter? Because if it's just 1 row, they get a little bit like wonky, you know what I mean? And then the other thing I do is I'll pull this edge here like this, the skirt part, and I straighten it out when I go to sew it. Because you're looking for gathers, not tucks. And sometimes, you know, your gathers will become tucks and they look like they shoot off to the side. They're not straight down, hanging down from the dress. And so getting your gathers nice and evenly distributed, and I could probably spend even more time getting these nicer. And they just look nicer. I don't think I'll take out the thread, but I did leave my threads. I'm gonna overlock this too. See right there, that's a tuck waiting to happen right there. So I pull the fabric down. All right, so now let's do the other half here. We can take out a little bit. Plus fun for naps. I have a friend, my daughter loves naps too. I can't do it. I feel way too disoriented. If I need a nap, my family's like, oh no, what's wrong? She's down for a nap. Look at all my gathers are right here. Let's get some over here. Still trying to prevent getting the thready edge. And my niece and nephew now get their own rooms for the first time. So that's exciting. I'm happy for them. Okay. Totally, Taya. See, when I've had to do that, Sydney, everybody gets 1 cup, 1 plate, 1 bowl, 1 spoon, knife, and fork. And then you must take care of your allotment. Well, Marcy has more time than me. And I can totally see how that would look nice. All right. It's always a good idea to check, no matter how good you think you did. Make sure you don't have any weird little bumps, you know. All right, so now we have 1. Let's do the other one. When you don't cheat and sew them flat. Let's see. Yeah, I think this would be the top row right here. I don't think doing gathers is very good TV either. We need a poll. We need a poll in the chat. Like, what should we ask? Terry, are you able to do polls? Because you're a mod? Oh, that is nice. They take your compostable plates and stuff. My experience with that is that nobody takes it. Sorry, that's my scissors are rattling around over there. I don't know why you're acting like that. Stop it. I'm just imagining Elena playing with her puppy. Well, he's not a puppy, but 4 years old is still pretty young. You don't think so? Oh, okay. It's the little thing at the, for me, under the chat window, it looks like a bar graph. Can I actually donate to my own? I can actually donate to my own stream. It's funny. I guess you could do like gifted subscriptions if I did those. So the whole 2 rows and like 1 outside the seam allowance, I see that, but I'm suspicious that that would leave needle holes. Like you couldn't do that on a spoonflower fabric or any digitally printed fabric, I don't think. Yeah, she is. Sorry, you probably keep jumping when I say your name, huh? Yeah. Terry, it's almost been a year to the day that you became a mod. And the story of Terry becoming a mod is because I banned her. It was my celebration stream where I got 10,000 subscribers. And all of a sudden, for the first time ever, we got bots in the chat. I get them on my channel all the time in the comments section, but you guys just never see them because I delete them. And they were repeating their post in the chat, their comment in the chat, and so they would do like 8 comments. Just when I would think they were done, I would try and grab them because you have to grab the tiny 3 little dots by their name, and I was trying to time them out or ban them. And Terry's commented right underneath one of them, and I grabbed her and I banned her. I feel so terrible. I didn't mean to ban her. And so I couldn't unban her like I did, and it didn't work. She couldn't talk, nothing happened. And so then I made her a moderator. That's how you become a moderator. I ban you first. She's been a good mod. Aww. He's sleeping in your old dog. He's so happy to be home. I'm gonna cry. You do keep coming into the room to check. I'm sorry. If I know you're here, I'll say so, Terry. How's that? And then to make it, yeah, I know. I was like, you don't have to keep it. At the end, she was like, this was one of the best days. You got to do something, I think in your garden or something. And then you said, and I got to be a mod in my favorite stream. And I was like, oh, made me feel so good. She got me out of my gloves comment. I banned you. Yeah, exactly. Terry's wanted me to make gloves since she came to this place. Nice. I'm glad, Terry. Yeah, it's not like anyone else is like, please, 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 can I be a mod? They're a pretty tame bunch. As long as you're here if it goes south. You know? And I don't mean the Georgia South because you're already there. I mean like it goes south in a not good way. Not in the good, not the yummy peach way. Do you really have good peaches, Terry? And do you eat like, do you have like umpteen recipes for peaches? Or is it just like, oh yeah, there's peaches in the state somewhere, but it's not like we all have peaches in our backyard or something. It's like when people are like, oh my God, you live in California. You must have avocados ever. Oh, that's good to know, Aisha. I was going to let them say, like, Mullen's the other one. That's good to know, Aisha. Yeah, Ray is Terry's enabler. Okay, I think I'm doing too much, so let's distribute. See, this isn't very good TV. The worst is when you distribute it all and you didn't do enough. So let's check first, right? We have we have 2 volunteer peach trees. I think they're both voluntary. I know one is because it's growing out of the compost bin. And those peaches are meh. But the other one makes some of the best peaches I've ever had. But it only made 2 peaches this year. While last year it made so many that I dried 10 racks in my dehydrator. And we froze like probably 8 bags of them. Oof, you like them fresh, yum. Yeah, we only got 2 and I already ate them. I was gonna try and pick them when Cricket was here, 'cause she arrives today, but they needed to be picked. I just want you all to know, no matter how much pressure you give me about sewing gloves, it's just not happening. Oh, really, Ray? Oh, that's fun. There's a few streams I go in and I'm a moderator, and they're just like friends I know that I play games with, and it always surprises me. I'm always like, oh, I can time that person out. And one of my really young friends was starting a stream, and he was having trouble setting it up. It was kind of a funny moment because, you know, the old lady helped him set up his stream, me. And then I kicked out his little friend's butt because he was being inappropriate in the stream. I was like, yeah, you're not doing that here. My friend was messaging me later, he's like, thank you for doing that. And I was like, yeah, I don't want you getting banned off of the platform the first day for someone saying that. Yeah, I think you're right, Aisha. Like, that's why, like, the one in the compost bin is probably, it's most likely from the store. And almost all produce you buy at the store is a hybrid. And you can't grow the same thing from the seed that it produces because they've made the seeds so that that won't happen. Some of them are even sterile. I don't think they've done that with squash though, because man, there's a lot of squash growing out of ours. Oh, where's the center? Oh my gosh, I just like went for it, didn't I? Where's the center? Oh, here. Is it way over here? No. Oh, it is. Oh. Oh, but that's okay. Okay. Yeah, Terry. Terry knows. She knows me well enough now. Terry does so many amazing things. She's going to have to start her own stream. I hope I get to be a moderator. Oh, Frost. Yeah, see, I think that's what happened this year because we had this one freak storm. I don't really know. I actually checked on it because I remember thinking, oh, that was probably bad for that one fruit tree I really like in the yard. We have a pomegranate tree, a fig, mandarins. I think we have 5 mandarins. And then we have, we have 100-year-old olive trees, lots of them. I had no idea how, I don't want to call them invasive, but the olive trees are actually fairly invasive. They kind of are. Like they produce so many sprouts that's what I mostly trim in my yard is olive trees. And there was a stagecoach stop above our property on there's like a ridge above our property, our house. I make it sound like I live in this grand estate, but it's 5 acres, which is quite a bit to us. And all the plots are 5 acres on the street. And above it, there is like a there's buttes where I live, and there's a butte and like a ridge above us, and apparently there was a stagecoach stop up there, and so sometimes we have 2 creeks on our property. They're very small, but things will wash down, and so far we've found an old bottle from the 1800s, and they've found horseshoes, and there's something else. But he says, yeah, you'll find things occasionally in the little creeks. And so I'm wondering why there were olive trees, you know? But I think it's because it used to be an agricultural experiment, like a cultivation experiment for one of the colleges, like an agricultural extension thing. They used to be in the area. You never saw your channel. Yeah, I kind of hate technology too. Not like a true person that hates technology. And I often, I can tell when it's not a good day to do something. I'll instantly start getting aggravated over it. I'm sorry, I'm sewing this in the most boring way possible. Let me just get on it here. I'm really getting hot too. There we go. Oh yeah, Sydney. It's tough when you live somewhere so cloudy to grow any of those kinds of plants. That's how it was in Humboldt. Yeah, this is legit gold mine country where I live. In fact, my neighbor across the street from me, he has a gold mine, a real gold mine, further in the mountains from here, in a town like nobody's ever heard of. And he got some of the trees and lumber that was taken out of Paradise up here after the fire, because there was a lot of, I mean, thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of trees have been taken out here because they were damaged, and they may look like a healthy tree, but they're actually not, and they can fall, and it's really dangerous, right? So they're trying to get rid of those, and sometimes they're looking for homes for all of those trees, and it's not like it's a good enough grade to sell for lumber, but you can give it away for things. And so this guy was milling lumber, milling it like from a tree trunk to actual lumber you see like at the hardware store. I was shocked when I saw it. And he was using, some of it was like okay lumber for building, but he was using it to reinforce the sides of his mine. So I was like, what? Anyway. Oh, really, Barbara? Oh, that's interesting. Interesting. Oh, interesting, Taya. See, that's what I've been wondering, is because there are, olives are grown here as well. And I keep missing the window to pick them. And you can't just eat olives off the tree. I always tell the story of when we first looked at the property and there was an olive and I ate it and it just ruined my mouth all day. It was nasty. But I really wanted to figure out if I could pick them and take them somewhere. And I was wondering too, like, the olives are like, they're high in oil, so I'm worried about them as far as like fire goes, You never know, right? All right, I haven't messed around with my iron camera, so let me just set this up a little bit. Because I know I bonked the camera the other day. Is it zoomed in? There's my cord. Nope. All right, I'll just tilt it a little bit more. The median? Yeah, I mean, like, I think it's often called like a median. Does he use different? I don't know, Ray, because I don't even know where he gets all this machinery. Like, he literally just built this whole garage and paved this huge, like, it was incredible. He's definitely got some skills. It's really interesting. park strip. Green olive. Barbara, yep, exactly. All olives are green. Ours turn black, and the driveway, like the road base on our, you know, on our property is darker where the olive trees are. Oh, that's a little too far over. Why am I, okay. I don't know why I'm trimming all this off. I don't want to do that. I already did my seam, so I don't have to worry about that, and I was just going too narrow because of that. So make sure you, this is very easily sneaky stuff that sneaks under your needle. I also completely missed when the olives became ripe because they're green, like they're all over our trees right now and you can't even see them because they just blend right in with the foliage. And it wasn't until I started seeing black ones falling, I was like, oh, I guess it's time to pick the olives. And then I looked it up and they're like, well, actually, it's better to pick them when they're green. And then process them, so. I really love the way an olive tree looks, though. All right, pockets. I'll brighten that up before I go back over there. There we go, and we'll sharpen it a little bit. There we go. Putting a road and your house, we call it the yard. A verge in the middle of the U.S. The verge. Oh. Yes, Rachel. They have to be cured, brined, or something like that. Mm-hmm. What's going on with my hair? Oh, it's the... All right, so at the last second, I made my pockets go up to the waist, so they're going to be at the... Ooh, look at that big chunk in my pocket right there. Oh, no, that's the opening. I know what I'm doing. Oh, wow. I haven't done... This does not seem like this is going to be long enough. Does it mean... I may need that third tier, you guys. I think I'm going to need that third tier. Good thing I still have fabric for that. I hope I have enough. It probably won't be as full, though. Even if I did a small tier. That's my plan. Yeah, I could do a smaller tier, like a 5-inch ruffle. Look on the Sophie dress, actually. Because this seems, if my pocket is that close to the hem of my dress, and see, this is the problem, is that I'm just going to throw this on real quick. Hope you don't mind. Let's see. I'll put it on full screen. Okay, so if this is my first tier, and then this one goes here, I mean, that's kind of short. That's pretty short, even for me. And my pockets are going to be, so my pocket right now, if this was cinched at my waist, plus it'd be cinched, it's going to be a little bit, I think that'll be okay though. Okay, cool. Oh, your boys have sweet tooths? I always feel like it's a kindred spirit when I find someone who has a sweet tooth. Yeah, I think, Ray, I do too. All right. But at least I know the pocket placement is going to be okay there, because that's kind of what I was worried about, you know? All right. Let's find all my pockets here. Here we go. So I'm going to include the top of the pocket in the waist seam here. So we're going to stitch this on. And go down to the, I'm gonna make my opening a little bit higher, like right there. So it's like an inch below. And then let's see if I can mimic the same opening that I had on the original. It's right here to here, right there. Oh my gosh, I'm sewing this wrong. No, I'm not sewing this wrong. I just stopped too soon. That's what it is. I have sewn French seam pockets so much that I'm forgetting how to sew pockets right now. Who am I? Oh my gosh, I would just love to have someone with a big sweet tooth in the house, you know? So the one thing I think would be smart, if you can, is to finish the perimeter edge of the pocket first. I think I'm going to do that real quick. I'm going to finish my perimeter edge of my pockets. Sorry, I'm kind of making this up as I go. I'm kind of reacting to what I have in front of me. I know you guys like that. It might lead to sewing drama, which you're a big fan of. Okay. So here's the pocket I just attached. Where'd it go? I thought I was holding it. Here it is, right here. So I'm going to go around this perimeter edge here, the curved edge. Hopefully my serger likes this. Might be a little, oh no, it's working, okay. I was a little worried being too tight, you know, for one layer. Oh, I forgot my microphone, sorry. I just realized. Here we go. So one layer, sometimes, you know, won't look that great in my serger, but this looks okay. That's not bad. If I can get by here. All right, let's do the others. Do this one. And this one. All right. And now this one here that I've already sewn the pocket onto, I can serge this whole thing here. We'll just do this and then we'll go back and single needle it. Let's cut our pockets apart. Let's see, does this happen to be the other one? Nope. No, yeah, this is it. We'll do the pocket opening definition when we sew the side seam. Meaning we'll create that opening when we go to sew the side seam. Do I sell the clothing that I make? Or is this my hobby? It's not my hobby. A lot of times I make things for other people because I really just don't need more clothes, you know? I try and sew a diverse array of things though to help as many people as possible. And I really like it when I get like sponsored projects because then I don't have to keep the project, because what I do is I say, hey, you know, if you're a pattern company or a fabric shop, let me sew something for you and you can keep it. Like just send me everything and then I return it back. And then like for a fabric shop, it can hang in their store as an example. And then there's a few pattern companies who have said, hey, let me sponsor you so I can have a how-to video for my garment. Like I've done that for Wardrobe by Me and for Helen's Closet. And they don't keep the project. I would be totally fine if they did. Helen's Closet did actually. It worked out really good. Like she sent it to me and I sent it back. But Wardrobe by Me, she's, you know, out of the country. So it just works better. If I keep it for her, it's just cheaper. My aim is that this is my livelihood, and I'm still working on making it that way. Ooh, that seam was uneven. But I started a community. It's free actually. And I sell skill building sessions in there and other paid groups. So, oh, that's awesome. So Terry, that's cool. Yep, the sewing fairy. We do believe in the sewing fairy around here. I used to have a business, and I sold the bags and needle cases and things like that for knitters and crocheters, and it was a really great business. It was doing great. I was sewing about 10,000 items a year in-house. We had a small factory. And I had to close it because of just some circumstances, because of a fire here. And I wasn't affected by the fire directly. Indirectly I was though. So I lost my ability to do production on that scale. And there just wasn't resources at the time to like find new production and get going right away. So I decided just to put it on hold, and I was doing this on the side for fun and to help people. And I just kept doing this. So it's kind of where I'm at. All right, so now I have my side seam, my ridiculously short skirt. You know what, I'm gonna iron this. It'll be easier for me to keep the opening perfect. And then maybe I could also mark it. Yeah, let's mark it. Hey, Nancy, at 2 o'clock. Ask her if there's some other way you can hook up with this. Yes, I think I told her about it last time. It's called Guild, sosoguild.com. Check it out. It's free. It's a really nice community of all these people. And they are sewing everything you can imagine there, so it is a really great resource. And I'm in there too. Okay, let's warm this up a little bit. And then I have my marker. Oh, I'm so thirsty. I mean, I know what it's like to be like, oh, great, another group. So there's really no pressure. So, Terry, there really isn't. I totally understand if you're just like, no, I just don't want to do online groups. Like, I get it. I'm kind of similar, to be honest. But it is like if you're not on Instagram or you're just kind of like tired of things like that and you still want to see like sewing stuff, you're not going to see things from companies there, though. Like, I don't do any promotion or sponsor stuff from people. Like, it's pretty unadulterated that way. Like, you're not going to get spammed to buy stuff, in other words. But we do have an annual show, or a monthly show on new patterns. And so everyone pins them to a Pinterest board. And that is kind of a nice little news thing. I'm like, oh, I didn't even know about this pattern that came out, you know, because, gosh, there's so many pattern companies. Ooh, I just feel like this scraped something. I think a pin. Maybe a pin was right here. So I'm just pressing these because I don't know about you, but I always cheat at this step right here when I go to sew the side seam here. And when I end up doing that, I end up not getting my seam kind of, you know, directly over the other seam. You know what I mean. I probably would have put more thought into drafting this pocket. It's so huge on the side seam here. It doesn't really need to be that big on the side seam. It just needs to, I really want it to go into the waist though. Like, that is one thing. I love it when my pockets stay going forward, you know? It honestly feels like I'm sewing them incorrectly right now, so maybe I am. Hey, Amy. Welcome back. Yeah, most of you guys are in the guild. It's great. Ready to put the waistband on your pants so then they fit. Ooh. That's exciting. I am not surprised, Amy. I'm not surprised one bit. You put the work in. Yeah, kiddos really keep us busy, don't they? All right, so just lining up my side seams here. And I think I'm gonna start my pocket. Really, like, I have my seam allowance here. And then I'm gonna like start it like, yeah, you know, like maybe an inch down total from the top there of the cut edge. So then there's like 5/8 between the seam of the waist and the top of my pocket. I need something there, right? And then my pocket opening, let's see, the one on my dress right now, it's probably 5.5. It's only 5. That works pretty good. So we'll do 5 right here. So we're going to sew above and below. Stack the seams. And below. See all this pocket right here being attached? That's a little unnecessary. But it wasn't, this wasn't the, I was going to do a free hanging pocket, and then I was like, you know what? I can attach this at the waist seam. And so then I just added to the top of this pocket piece, and I didn't decrease the bottom because I was kind of in a hurry. All right, so right here, if anything, go a little bigger. For me, at least. I definitely don't want smaller than 5. I'm just stacking my seams there. Oh, that's awesome, So Terry. That's awesome. Okay. Now I'm going to go around the perimeter of the pocket. Usually I would do the perimeter of the pocket and then I would have done that side seam thing. I'm definitely doing this in the weirdest order ever. Yeah, there's mostly people are in there that are into garment sewing, but there's some bag makers in there. I think there are a few people from my bag making days that hope I would do more bags, and I love to do them. I just don't need bags, you know. So I got a sponsored project this month to do a bag, so we're gonna do that at the end of the month, and it's the Belle baby bag. I'm just gonna go right past my seam here and then pivot and go down. The Belle Baby Bag by Swoon Patterns. It looks really cute. All right. Let's see how I did, because that felt a little clunky. Let's see. Here we go. So normally I also would have edge stitched that pocket. All right, and so then we can pull the pocket to the front. Doesn't matter which one you think the front is. And we're just gonna stitch it down. It will get gathered. Ooh, so you know what? We don't wanna put that in there yet. We're not gonna stitch it down until after it's gathered. We'll wait till after it's gathered, then that way the pocket won't be all rumpled, you know? All right, so for now, that's hanging free. All right, now we have the side. Here we go. Oh my gosh. I think it is a diaper bag, Nancy. I've never sewn a swoon bag. I'm pretty excited about it. There's even some materials I haven't used before, because when I did my bags, I used stiffener, like a sewable, washable stiffener that you didn't fuse or anything like that. It was like Peltex or Pellon 70, right? Pellon 70. It was like that. But I bought it wholesale, so it was much wider too. It was like 44 inches wide. I still have a roll of it. What machine did you end up buying her? I'm kind of curious. Is there an ideal one for beginners or kids, or did you just go for, like, I don't know, I'm going to get her a straight up real machine, maybe not one with all the fancy stuff on it? I used to buy used machines for people who wanted to learn, but I'm kind of out of the loop on that, you know? Hi, Jeannie. How's it going? Oh, yeah, absolutely. Someone may have sewn that there. Is that, I think SF, isn't SF 101 fusible woven? This was a stiffener. She's 13. Oh. Some of us sew lots of things, exactly. I just made a cat flap the other day for the doggy door for the cat. There is absolutely a sewing solution for everything. Yeah, if you need the link, Jeannie, just let me know. But it's literally just sewguild.com, no www or anything of that like that. So I'm sewing this so weirdly. Sorry if you came here for an expert and you got a chatting, distracted person. Yo, my gosh, Temtex was the original I used to use. And then they changed to Peltex. Now it's 70. Not, what is it? Something 70. Is it SF 70? No. My gosh, when I wrote my patterns because I turned a lot of those patterns from my last company or into patterns to buy and sell, and I had to figure out what the equivalent was. So I can't remember. Sorry, I should have done the side seam before I did the perimeter. So that's kind of annoying. All right, here we go. Yeah, I never used that fusible stuff because it looked like cellulite, you know? Yeah, Peltex was the later version of it. That is true. Oh, did she say what? You went, you got a vintage one? A vintage, oh, nice. Pellin 70, yeah, that's what it was. Thank you. All right, let's check this out. All right, so now we can put our gathering stitch on. And we'll just start and stop it at the seams. 70, is 71 fusible? I don't know, but let me tell you how much cheaper it is when you buy it wholesale. That is one sewing thing they are overcharging people on. Because I used to get it for, I think it was $3 a yard, 44 inches wide, not 20. It's like double the width. It's kind of crazy what they sell it for to me. Same with zippers. Zippers are another huge ripoff, sewing wise. Maybe I shouldn't tell you all those. Has anyone made the assembly line coat? I think it's called the V-neck coat. Yeah, it's the 70. I know it's the 70. It is ultra firm. So the stuff they sent for they sent 2 bags. They sent the divided basket by Needlehead and then the Belle baby bag by Swoon. They sent the foam stuff. Yeah, that's so true, Amy. They really are. I still have zipper by the yard left. Yeah, me too, so Terry. I mean, that's great for everything except for separating zippers, you know, and jean zippers. You need a locking zipper for those, and you need a separating for a jacket. But I do use that. It's just like, I don't have much variety. I have cream and I have black, and they're all the same 4.5 coil. I did buy a coral color from, I think Patterns by Annie sells it, but her zipper sliders are metal. It's kind of annoying. I'm not a big fan of metal sliders. unless the zipper's metal. Because it's so heavy, you know. It really pulls down the thing. One of the videos I recorded yesterday for Reels, like a tiny one, is how to put a, what was that? How to put a pull on Zipper by the Yard. Oh, well, Nancy, you know how like your jeans, when you pull up your jeans zipper, the zipper stays up? Well, not every zipper does that. You need a locking zipper. A dress zipper is also locking. Oh no, Terry. That's a bummer. You just spent $12 on a zipper for the rucksack and it's the wrong. Bought double pull jacket zipper, needed a bag zipper. I mean, if you want some Zipper by the Yard, I could just send you some. I have so much of it. It's it's half price on my site for the Guild right now. Why isn't this pulling? What am I caught on right now? It's just not. I try to get my gathering stitch really close to the side seam because I hate a gap. Okay. Why aren't you pulling? Huh. Maybe I should do the other side? Oh well. See, gatherers don't make good DB. Oh, I can't pull that. Why? Let's see if I can pull this one. You have the cream on there right now. If you wanted some black, just message me. I don't have enough to sell black, but I have a little bit. It's 4.5 coil chain. I think I'm selling it on my site for like, but make sure you use that coupon I put in the Guild in the fabrics topic. It's like half off right now. Binding is too for all the Guild people. And then if you need, yeah, I can send you a few sliders. Yeah, I'm not sure why that is, Barbara. But yeah, I was always taught that too. I think that's because I think the bobbin is a little easier to pull. And I also think that it's when you're consistent like that and you always say, always pull the bobbin, then you'll consistently pull the threads on the same end, you know? This feels like I didn't do that. Like I pulled and then I pulled the other side at the same time. It locked itself up. This is the last seam though. Unless I have to probably add another tier though. I don't like sewing tiered stuff. I forgot that. I kind of like the Sophie dress, and I've kind of liked some of the looks of these. Whereas before I never really liked tiered things. And then now I'm kind of like attracted to them. I'm like, it's kind of funny. Funny how your taste can change. It kind of surprises me. But I don't like gathering stuff very much. Oof, I'm already there. Hallelujah, I had no idea. That wasn't too bad. Okay, let's do the back. Or the front, whatever this is. It's anyone's guess still. Oh, so has anyone heard of the assembly line V-neck coat? Mafio. You meant to do that, right? Exactly. I used to be so sloppy with my gathers, and then one day I kind of like saw gathers somewhere and I was like, oh, those look so nice. Mine look kind of messy. Finally went through a huge box of old schools. Oh gosh, that's great. I always think I'm on top of stuff, and then I'm like, I am not on top of stuff. I have a lot of stuff to go through. Okay, let's see. I sometimes can't remember which one my bobbin is, so I just always go from the right side, no matter what the right side is. That's how I keep track. Because the bobbin could be either side. And when you go to do your other side, you may pull the wrong one, you know? So it might be easier though. I should test it out. Okay, so this is looking roughly like I could be in the ballpark. Imagine if I'd twisted my side seams. Let's see where it's at before we gather too much more. Oh yeah, I've overgathered. Great. Wonderful. Oh, this is the side nothing moves on. Yeah, what do you think, Terry? I'm sewing that in September for Hearts Fabric. They sent that project to me. They sent it like back in January. They sent me a year's worth of projects this year so I could plan. And I feel like September would be a really good month to do that one since, you know, for North America, it's getting into the cooler time of year. They sent a really beautiful fabric to go with it too. And I don't think I've sewn anything by assembly line, so I'm pretty excited about that. I wonder how many pattern companies I've sewn so far now. Not enough, that's how many. Let's see. Oh man, I could still take out more. The heck? Sheesh. Okay, don't gather very much when you do this. Let's see how distributed we are. Oh yeah, Mafia? You don't like it without the belt? It's the, am I getting the name of it right? The V-neck coat by Assembly Line? The Assembly Line? I can go grab the pattern if you guys want. Is it with or without the belt, Aisha? I think it's lined, right? I'm still not there. Dang it. How close am I? I'm pretty close. Okay. So now we're going to, I gotta like actually get it pretty close because I need to stitch down my pockets. So let's just do the work. Nice, Nancy. Congrats. I haven't seen their tutorial. I'll have to check that one out. There was recently a thread in the guild about invisible zippers, and someone posted Kenneth King's tutorial. He uses the hemostat scissors. That seems key to his process. And I don't have a pair of those anymore. My mom used to always have those laying around the house, though, because she's a nurse. She would bring home the, like, scissors from the hospital. You can just throw stuff away. And I didn't know that Professor Pincushion had one as well. I'll have to check that out. If you search in the guild at the very top for invisible zipper, you'll find the article if someone's interested. Doesn't want to chime in or can't talk right now. There's a search feature. Can't tag things, but you can search. All right. I'm committing now. All right, so I'm going to push the pockets now one way towards, I'm going to pick this as the front then. We're going to put all these threads towards the seam allowance. going to catch the seam or the edge of the top edge of the pocket in the waist seam. Let me distribute these gathers nicely. All right, did I just run out of bobbin? Ooh, thank you for telling me we just ran out of bobbin. That was actually very nice of the sewing fairy today, rather than in the middle of my waist seam. Right? Oh, that's neat, Nancy. I love that. That's the one I use, Aisha. I use Angela Wolf's. You're right, yeah, Terry. Man, I do, Aisha. Yeah, his looked a little tricky to me too, but I love the inventiveness of using the hemostat scissors. Wow, Terry, I didn't know you were a fellow survivor of growing up with a nurse as a mom. Hermostat for poodle grooming. That's awesome. Yeah, and if you don't know what it's like to grow up with, like, probably the same with a doctor in your house, but man, you're like, I have a boo-boo, I have this big 2x4 sticking out of my leg. Put some dirt on it and get back out there. Or worse, you know, if I had a splinter, I would hide it from my mom because she'd be like, give it to me, I want to get rid of it. And I'd be like, no. If she were standing here, she'd be like, yeah, you were kind of a baby. Terrible. All right, let's start from the side seam here. I'm just tacking down the top of my pocket still. So many threads. Aisha, see? You know. Exactly. You're like, my pain is real. Oh, yeah? Well, let me tell you about the person who had a spoon in their mouth and tilted back in a chair and swallowed it. That's what my mom would have said. Mom, I fell. Oh, yeah, well, a little girl today had a fork in her mouth and she put it in the lights, the plug socket. Like, terrifying. Terrifying. Okay. My mom is, I just want to say, my mom is the absolute nicest and funniest and most creative person I know. She's really delightful. And if you met her, you'd like her a lot more than me. She's amazing. Right, Terry? Oh my gosh. That is, you nailed it. She dragged you out of the hotel room? Like, meaning like, oh, you have altitude sickness, but we're still going to go sightsee? That kind of thing? I'm looking for the front of my dress right now. There we go. Here's the front. And I'm just going to stick my skirt in here. I got my pockets going toward the front. We're going to just stick the whole thing in here. He's saying, what to those things, Barbara? Oh, yeah. She always had some crazy story. My mom worked as in a heart cath lab, though. Like, it's not like she worked at the ER. But I'm sure she saw, you know, or heard her fair share of crazy things. Your dad was a medic in the surgery. Mom had him check everything that happened. Oh, I missed that. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry to laugh. I just so know this. That's just extra protein. Oh, wow, Barbara. Yeah, I'm not surprised. All right, this is fussy. All right, so I'm just lining up my side seams. And my side seams on the skirt are going to go forward because of the pocket. You can't really get away from that. But I can push it backwards on the back bodice, or on the bodice, I mean, and then that way they're offset, which is kind of nice. It'll help keep the seam lined up. These stories are hilarious. Oh. I got altitude sickness once too when we were climbing a 14,000 foot peak. And I got so sick, and I had to stop, like, I had to stop like 20 steps from the top. I could not make it. And they were just like, we're right here. But I just laid down on a rock and fell asleep while they were up there taking pictures and everything. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's no joke, and it can hit anybody, no matter how acclimated you are. All right, so I'm just matching up my centers and my side seams right now. My mom sent me to school with a broken arm because she didn't believe that it was broken. Okay, I thought you just ended the sentence there. Because she did. I will say one time though, I have seen my mom do some really heroic things, and one of them was there were the brother and sister who lived across the alley. We lived in a condominium complex at the time, and you know how like the garages all face each other along an alley, and then the fronts of the condos will face like a more like park-like setting. And so we were playing in the alley or whatever, and then one of them was like, I stabbed myself, and they had a skewer through the part of their hand right here, you know, like a wood skewer. And I went and got my mom, and my mom came over there and she just dealt with it. She just pulled it right out and fixed them all up, and that was it. And then another time I saw my mom resuscitate a guy who had been drinking, and he was standing on paddle boats in a little lake. And we were at this park because it was like a doctor's, nurses, fun day of sorts. I don't know what it was. This guy was standing 1 foot on each paddle boat. And paddle boat's like a little boat that you sit in and you use your feet. You move around the lake. I'm sure a lot of you have something like that where you live. And so he had been drinking, and he fell into the lake and started drowning. And he was out, like he was unconscious. And so my mom and her friend went to the rescue and resuscitated him and all that. But I remember I was standing right there. I was really close. They let me stay there because this is my mom. And I remember my mom telling my friend, she's like, I'll do the mouth-to-mouth if you hold his nose. She didn't want to touch his nose. Like, she was more grossed out about squishing the nose. She was like, yes, he's been in the lake. It's all wet. It's going to go squish. She was much more fine to do the mouth-to-mouth part. And she saved his life right in front of me. It was really powerful. It was the coolest thing to see her do that. And then she went off and played volleyball. It was really awesome. I'm telling you, my mom's she's so cool that way. Just doesn't bat an eyelash. And my dad, he's a firefighter. He's a retired firefighter, but yeah. How old was I? I want to say I was about 7 or so because of where we lived. Maybe 8. I was under the age of 10 because of where we lived. I know I was under the age of 10. You broke your finger. Yeah, look at the bones. It doesn't count. Broke my finger when I was 13, and my mom's remedy was, here, drink this. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's cool, Aisha. Do you get to see her that way very often? Yeah. I was always surprised that it's my stepdad, by the way, but I think of him as my dad. But I was always surprised they never talked about work. And I realized later as an adult why. You know, like it just was way too much, you know, like to talk about that in front of kids, you know. But they would wait till we went to bed, and then they would hash out their days together. That life's not for everybody, that's for sure. I love being helpful and hands-on. And when I worked on a farm, my mom was so shocked I could do some of the things I did there. But I still will get like a little squeamish, you know. I'm always terrible with things. I'm better now after working on a farm, but even still, I'm no nurse. I'm not nurse material. Oh, that's neat, Terry. I think everyone should have to do something like that, especially in a nursing home. And this is definitely my highly opinionated thing. And I say this because we don't technically care for my husband's grandmother, but we are her like her guardian, basically, you know. And she's 97, and she lives in a home, and she's in thankfully a good one. And going there and just being in that environment it's just like a good experience, you know, because we in America, in most cases, we don't really like let our elders live with us, you know. And it was a good experience for me because I was like, you know, we should be doing what we can to care for her, but at the same time, she's not the most pleasant person. It's so much fun to hear these things. Oh, wow, Aisha, that's interesting. Do they all do different kinds of fields too? Oof, this is like a little too loose right here. I may have to back this up a little bit because I'm not sure I can get that. And I remember that as a kid, just being like afraid of old people, you know, that whole thing. I'm thinking, let's see here. I've got my back done. It's just this front. See that? It's kind of hard. I put my pockets on. I took a gamble and I put my pockets on. Maybe I can slide it a little bit off. Let's see. Oh yeah, look, I can still slide it. Fun fact. Wow. Okay. That's doable. This one, I want to offset it. Oh gosh, Terry, I would show you my finger right now, and but I don't want to make it worse. But I lost my nail. My dog bit me by accident. Oh wow, Aisha, that's such an interesting. My dermatologist is the nerdiest nerd. Like, she is into it. Oh, that's blah 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 blah. It's fascinating. Okay, I'm gonna start this over. It's kind of hard. Like, this right here is my pocket right here. So see, it's sitting on my gathers, and if I follow the original seam of my pocket, hopefully it's going to sew my gathers nicely, because I don't want to accidentally get tucks in my gathers there, right? So, and I'm going to serge all this afterward. So I will look at it before I serge it. Oh, interesting, Nasty. You became a nurse first? I think that was really pushed on a certain generation of young women. Okay, Aisha, have a nice night. Thanks for coming. Your dog's like, hello, lady. Get off the device. Hey, Jane, how's it going? Isn't it beautiful? It's beautiful. I know. I'm into it. I'm on kind of like the last big steps just take me a little while. Who thinks here that I should have used pins? Like, I just realized, like, I wonder if someone watching is like, well, if you would have used pins, it would have been faster. Do you guys think that? I'm just kind of curious. I don't care either way. All right, I think that's it. On to fabrication. I am finding some stretching fabric, like trying to sew 2 sticks about it. Yeah, there's a lot of talk of that in the guild for sure. Because it's like wrangling turkeys. Yeah, right, exactly. Nurses are teachers. Let's see how that seam looks before I serge it. So this is the seam right here. A few threads snuck to the outside. Gotta be careful pulling threads. Sometimes you might pull a thread that is part of the fabric, you know? These are part of the fabric, but they're horizontal. Okay. No tuck. I'm more worried about the front though, right here at this seam. Oh, there's my gathering stitch. So we'll have to get rid of that. There's my gathering stitch again. Oh, I didn't finish this spot. That's funny. Good thing I checked. I remember when I got right there, I was thinking, oh, that's weird. This pocket's not stitched down right here. You're so used to winging it. I love that. Yeah, I usually do too, Sydney. Pin the heck out of gathers. But something like this, when it's like a straight thing, I'm not as worried about. Let's see. So I'm going to pull out that gathering stitch where we can see it. It was right here. See it right there? Right there. Sorry, the camera, I have the autofocus off, so it's not constantly trying to focus, you know. Take it out here. I do like to take out my gathering stitches pretty often, but I'm not going to make you sit through that right now. There was one back here. Making sure these have a few little threads. So when you're unsure, like when you have these little threads like this, sometimes what you can do is look for them on the inside here. They'll be pretty obvious. So when you open it up like that, you'll see these little threads going right into the seam there, and you just pull them out. That way you don't make the mistake of pulling the print. So see, like I pulled that one earlier and it was in the seam allowance, but you can see how it ran. So you gotta be careful with that. It's the worst when that happens, when you accidentally pull the thread and then it runs. You can't fix that. Oh yeah, I like those clips. They're fun. They're really firm. Yeah, I think starching this helps a little bit. I do that when I'm doing a demo. And I say I'm doing that. I say I starched this. And it's usually because I prep the stuff a few days in advance. I just get it ready for when I have a free moment to record a video, you know? And if it's like a long, narrow piece, like all those neck bands I just did. But I don't typically, what I usually do, and I find really successful if you don't have starch, is I put the long narrow knit piece under a ruler and I weight it down like that flat, and it works really good. Why don't I use a serger? I am going to use a serger right now. And it's funny you say that, because usually I would have French seamed this whole thing. I'm glad I'm not now that I'm doing gathers. I know these pleats are gathers. You've seen people on YouTube use their regular thread for the needle thread and cover stitch or sergers? I do. All right. I could have serged this, but I don't really want to make the seam that narrow. That's why I decided to sew it first and then we'll serge off the rest. But I could have serged this as my main seam. I'm trying to get it so that it's not inside out because I'm on the waist seam. It's already inside out, but with the skirt side up like this so I can make sure I don't catch the bodice. Can barely reach the pedal. Here we go. I'm gonna start at the side seam. Get all these threads towards the seam allowance. Evening up this wonky edge right there. I find sometimes what'll happen is, see when you pull, this is like kind of lifting up into the seam. You got to be careful not to pull this too tight, thinking, oh, it's going to stay flatter if I keep it really tight. I don't know why, it's a weird quirk of when the under layer is flat without gathers, and then there's a layer with the gathers on top. I always see that. Just getting all these little flyaways towards the seam. Why won't my basket stay on? Okay, we're almost at the beginning. All right, so let's see, this is the top, so I'm gonna push my little serger tail right there to the seam that's gonna press up like that. All right, so now what's left is adding another tier. Otherwise it'd be done. Except for a hem. Oof, it really just wants to slide off. But I'm pretty sure I'm gonna need another tier. Let's see. I mean, yeah, I think I feel better if I did. I'm so glad you asked, Nancy. I got this from Lush Cloth. So here you go. I'm gonna put it in the chat. You might have gotten it in a needle sharp box. I could just wear leggings. Ooh. It's like 100,000 degrees where I live. I like that idea, but I feel like I'd never get to wear them, you know, wear it, you know what I mean? Why not hem the last tier before stitching it on? That's a smart idea. I still got to cut the last tier. I don't use my serger very much, Jeannie, to be truthful. And it's because, like, I know a lot of people don't have sergers, so I often use French seams and stuff like that. They are really handy though. And if you're into just having it and you're not like trying to please other people, it can really speed up your sewing for finishing issues. So yeah, no, it does have some color. It's really pretty. Look at that. Has this camera always been like that? Did I bonk it just now? Okay, what time is it? It's 4 o'clock. Well, I could put, I'm trying to decide too, do I want to top stitch these tiers? Normally I would. In a rayon, I don't know. I feel like that's just too structured, you know? I'm gonna zoom it out a little bit. I can't see the button to push. I moved my camera today. Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm starting to get the hiccups. You can totally get an affordable serger. I think someone here might know better. I know one of my machines I feel like was $500 and the other $750. I bought them at the same time. It's a Juki MO1000 for the serger, and then a $1500 for this cover stitch. So I feel like those were both very affordable, you know. And you can get much higher end and much more affordable. Yeah, the cover stitch I feel like is definitely not the most versatile machine. If you're doing a lot of knit hemming, you might get a lot out of it. But that's about all it does. It just does that cover stitch. And you really can't sew something together with it. Sometimes I'm always like, ooh, my machine has white thread on it. Perfect. I'm just going to do this last thing on this. And I'm like, no, that's my cover stitch. Not my serger. All right. Yeah, so like, see, I could top stitch my tiers, but on rayon, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of that. Where's my pockets? Oh, they're just fully invisible right there. There's my pocket. And I can't top stitch my tier because of my pocket. So there, that's all. I'm off the hook there. What do you guys think? Think I should put another tier on right now? I mean, I do feel like it might be a little too short. I wear things this short. I mean, it's not that bad, actually. Maybe it would be fine. It's hard to tell. This dress is kind of long. Should we put it on the dress form? Let's do that. Let's put it on the dress form. At the very least, right? Put it on Trixie here. I think that's just, that is just too much gathering right there. Oof. It'll make it comfortable though. It'll make the sleeve comfortable, you know? All right, let's make her my height. Dang, I'm not that short. Let's see. What do we think? Let's see if I can pull up my dress. I could see someone coming in the stream going, what is happening here? It could be long enough, actually. She is a bit on the saucy side. Don't, yeah, that's what I'm wondering, Jeannie. It's like, why is it pulling up more here than in the front? I think it looks really cute though. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. I think that when you do these tiered skirts, the hem circumference ends up being really big, you know? And so then it does feel, if it's short, it feels a little bit like it can just lift up. And I could just put one on that's, you know, like shorter. Yeah, that's what I was thinking so, Terry. It's pretty swishy, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I have my, like, they're like a cream color on right now with lace on the bottom. That was the ABB leggings by Do It Better Yourself Patterns. Super easy. They don't fit great, but they work. Well, maybe I'll wait. I'm going to try it on and see what I think. I could also bind the hem, and then that way I wouldn't lose any length if I left it this length. I could bind it. I have enough fabric to do a narrow ruffle, though. And then I would just do like a shorter one. I think that would be really cute. This doesn't look too short when I see just 2 tiers in the pictures. But man, when I see it right there, like that's my booty right there. That's my booty. That is not much farther. Yeah, do you think like a shorter tier though, Jeannie? Hi, Shani. How's it going? Welcome. The next Ask a Sew question show is August 26th. And it is in the guild right now. And the Pinterest board is up if you want to add any new patterns that have come out to it. But you like to actually call in and leave questions, so I love that, Nancy. A 3-inch ruffle. Yeah, I think that could work. Yeah. This is really cute though. There's my pocket. So remember, what's deceptive about this pattern in the pictures is that this is the bodice right here, and this is the skirt. Yeah, I know, it's a different time for me, Shawnee. I had a workshop this morning, and I still needed to sew part 2 of this, and I thought, you know what, I'm just going to do an afternoon stream. I never do that, and I know it works better for some folks, so it's nice to see you here. Yeah, a flounce. Oh, it looks like I'm looking myself in the eye. Okay, I think I'll wait. Oops, I was pushing on the thing. If I finished now, I would do a rolled hem. And that would be it. That's the last thing you have to do on this. Pretty sure. And if I add the next ruffle, it would be the same as this. So same as sewing these. So you're not going to miss out on any instructional stuff if that's what you're here for. Like when I look at it right now, it looks okay, the length. So we'll see. I'll try it on and I'll post a little picture and get everyone's opinion. So maybe I won't ask for opinions, but I'll just say what I think. Well, thanks for coming, you guys. So, oh, here, I have my schedule. It's right here. So this month is 3 milestones for me. It's my stream anniversary, 4 years of streaming, my 500th video, and I may have hit 15,000 subscribers. I haven't checked, but I saw the other day that I was like within 40. So that's pretty cool too. So next week I have a bunch of pants fitting individual sessions in the guild. But the week after that, I'm going to be streaming on Tuesday, the 23rd. Tuesday. I'm going to say it weird so it sticks in your head. 11 a.m. Pacific. I'm sewing the Magnolia dress. Oh, I think it's there, Amy. You might have to like search August schedule. I'm doing another tier, I think, Nancy. It might be short though. Yeah. I did hit 15K. Yay! That's awesome. Wow. Let's see. I can look officially and say how many I have here. Let's see. Let's see. 15,017. Woo woo. There's my YouTube stats. I don't hide anything. My estimated revenue this month is actually higher than usual. I'm pretty surprised. So on the 23rd, I'll be sewing the Magnolia dress, and I'm sewing it in 3 days in a row. So you still didn't find it? Really? That's weird. Did I not post it? I'm sure I posted it. I hope I did. So yeah, Magnolia dress, and then the week after that is the bag. So the Belle Baby bag by Swoon Patterns. Would you guys like to see those patterns? Because I could show you real quick. And then in September, I'm thinking about doing that coat. So let me get I have everything ready for next week already. I'll just bring the project so you can see the fabric because they're pretty delicious. And I know you guys like seeing fabric. But I've already put together these bins, so I'll help you find it. All right. So this is the fabric for the Magnolia dress. I have wanted to make this since the first time I saw it. This is the dress, Deer and Doe Patterns. They're wanting the short one, version B, so it has the little flounce sleeve, okay? And then the Belle Baby bag by Swoon Patterns. Look at that thing. Yeah. I think she's looking for the YouTube schedule. Yeah, and it is on the YouTube community page. Maybe I didn't put it in the guild. There's so many places to update right now for me. Instagram, the guild, my page. All right, and then the fabrics I got for this. This is what I was talking about. I've never used this stuff. Soft and stable. So that'll be an interesting experience. These are the fabrics they sent. Right here. Look at this bag of notions. Are you still here, Terry? Look at this stuff. I think it does now, Sydney. It doesn't go up to your bust size, really. I thought they added to it. Yeah, Amy, it's on the, okay, so if you're on my YouTube page, Amy, at the very top, it says community. If you click that, it's like a way to post things like on Instagram or in the guild kind of thing, and my schedule's there. So, look at all this hardware and stuff. I love hardware. Look at all these little things I got too. Like cases. Eye candy. Exactly. This cannot take all this stuff. Like 2 sets of swivel hooks? Swivel hooks are no joke, man. I bet those were, well, they're only $6. That's actually 1-inch swivel hooks for $6. It's actually not bad. When I originally bought swivel hooks, I had to buy them from Australia. It was the only place I could find them wholesale. Yeah, this is $22 right here. This was a very generous project. I don't get to keep this, but this is a very generous project for Heart, so it was very nice of them to send me all of this stuff to see. Look at all this we've woven interfacing. That's a lot. Yeah, it's by any stuff, or can it what? Wait, what? Or can it take all the hardware? Yeah, I'm not sure. It must. Yeah, so there's the purse straps. I wonder if there's any rivets there. Sorry, my finger. A long strap. I looked everywhere for what parts it takes. Right there on the front. At the bottom. I was like, where is this? I know it's here. It's more like a quilting cotton. It's more like a quilting cotton, and so is the lining, and I think that's why that you can use, the fabric is, I was just reading that. It's Moon Rabbit quilting cotton is the print, and the pink is the grunge, you know, that grunge line cotton in Duchess. If you're on the Hearts Fabric, which is HARTS website, it's 99483 is the thing. So anyway. But yeah, I've never used the Soft and Stable. That'll be really fun. And I imagine you can pick whatever fabric you want if you're going to interface it within 1 inch of its life. Oh, it's not. 45-inch bust, that's it? Wow. I'm kind of surprised. 40, that's it? That is not very big. I'm kind of surprised. Is that extended? Interesting. Interesting, as my friend says. Yeah, so that's 45 on their website too, not even the printed pattern. So yeah, this is really interesting. This is a digital print. I can tell. I can feel it. I'm pretty sure. Not that I'm an expert in that, but test bag. No. Oh, no. So Hearts Fabric is a fabric store in California. And they're just kind, and they'll send me a project, the whole thing, like all the materials, all the notions, the pattern, everything. I make it, I live stream it, and then I send it back to them. I don't get to keep it. And then they get to display it in their store so that customers can go, oh, hey, this is cool to see this in person. Some of the garments, they let me usually make the garment in my size so I can wear it afterward. Sometimes they give me a size they want it in. Sometimes they give me like, oh, we want this view. Sometimes they're just like, do whatever you want, mod whatever you want. They're really cool about that. Yeah, I know. Yeah, exactly, Barbara. None of their paper copies will. I doubt. I think paper copy patterns, especially for European pattern companies, are going to be few and farther between, more and more. They're really having struggle. There's only one pattern printing, one like a home sewing pattern printer left in the world. Crazy, right? Crazy. I don't know a lot about it. I was never in the home sewing world, but I've been paying attention to that because I find it interesting. Yeah, so you can get the Mellow as a PDF. Yeah, exactly. They're just nice, so Terry. They're really cool that they'll, and they send me like the most interesting projects, like things I never knew existed. Like that's how I discovered Decades of Style patterns, and we've sewn a bunch of theirs, and they're really fun. Yeah, exactly, Elena. A coffee shop pattern. I love autocorrect sometimes. I was trying to say good Mexican food to my sister today, and it said hood Mexican food. I corrected it. Hood. I corrected it. Hood. I was like, dang it. Good. Yeah, exactly, Elena. Yeah, exactly. They don't do paper printing. Yeah, so we'll see, you know, what happens with that. It's a shame. I think that, you know, we're straddling two worlds right now with people that don't want to do PDF patterns and a world that doesn't, that only wants projector, or, you know, they are fine with PDFs, so. I use Manila, Terry. So if I'm doing a first pattern, currently I use a plotter paper because I used to have a plotter, like a wide format printer. It was a 36-inch wide printer, and I gave it away, but I had one open roll of paper, so I've been using that. I'm almost done, and so when I go to buy some paper like that's lightweight, that's not final paper, like final pattern paper, I'll get dot paper. It's called dot paper, and the dots aren't dots, they are letters. It's just a weird thing. And so, but when I do final patterns, I use Manila, which is, you see that rack over there of patterns on the wall? Those are all Manila or oak tag. Different parts of the world call them different things, but oak tag. If you want them to last and you want to be able to trace around the edge, you're going to need something like that. But you don't have to use something so stout. I see all kinds of things being used. Wrapping paper is so fragile, there's no way I could use it. I can't even wrap a present in that stuff. I want to rage quit on all of holidays when I use that stuff. Wait, what happened? Your crafting is now a disaster. Woo, woo. But all the kids' stuff, that's great. That'll give you more space. Nancy, right? Oh, Elena, yeah. Doing printed patterns is so expensive. And it just sits on your shelf. Like, who's the company, isn't it By Hand London, that's trying to phase out all printed patterns? And they're like 75% off. Like, please take all these printed patterns. It's so hard. Yeah, it's like file folder Manila. It's very similar to that, exactly. And I get a 44-inch. I don't think there's any reason to get 60-inch wide. It's too big on your table. It's a very heavy roll of paper. It's no joke. If it falls, it'll squish a small dog. It's very heavy. It's like 150 pounds. Yeah, I don't know. If you use multi-sizes, yeah, that's tough. I mean, PDF is the way to go then because you can print out individual sizes. You just leave it on the printer paper. Well, you guys all see me. I'm like, I'll just cut anything out, even if it's the only copy I have. White craft paper. I know lots of people like using medical table paper, so that's an option. Yeah, you have a small dog, exactly. I'm not kidding, because I had a small child in the house when I had that thing, and I ended up tethering it to the wall. You know, because sometimes they'll stand up and they'll use something, and it really is heavy. It costs me as much in shipping as the roll does. So the roll is like $60 and the shipping is like $55. It doubles the cost. It's just one of those things. When I did freelance patterns, for 11 years. The great thing about a service-oriented business is you really only have to stock your supplies, and that's it. It's great. And that's how you can kind of just go, whatever, my paper costs me twice as much, you know. Yeah, I stand it on an end, Nancy. I used to have a paper holder, but that just adds more money. You can, if you have a very, like a wall, you can get into the stud of the wall. You can mount it to the wall horizontally with a paper holder, but the paper holder itself is another $60 or $150, and then you have to mount it to the wall, and you have to be able to get it on there. Getting it on there, remember, it's a 45-inch long thing that you have to hold up horizontally and get onto the pole and onto the rack. It's very, very hard because when we did it, we swapped out my paper holder. We started using it to hold a roll of vinyl, which was heavier than the paper, and it would take me and my super buff assistant, Rayanne, who works out 6 days a week. I have to wait for her to get there, and we would have to lift it up, put the pipe in, and set it back down in the cradle, and the pipe barely reached the ends of the cradle. Ah, it was so much work. So leaving it just standing on its end is almost better. And when it starts getting close to the end of the roll, if you unwind it a little, it'll relax the curliness of the paper. So yeah. Yeah, I bet, Elena. I missed having a plotter. I really should, honestly, I should think about getting one. What size is yours, Elena? Is yours a 36-inch? Because they're more affordable now. I mean, when I bought my plotter, it was something like $2,200 used. And yeah, I ended up donating it to someone in the guild, actually. Well, she's not in the guild, but someone in the stream. Because I've seen those 24-inch printers, but I don't think that would be good for pattern printing. I'm wondering how much it would cost. It's also 36-inch. Yeah, that's great. Elena's got an ice maker and a hot water maker on demand and a wide format plotter. I'm moving in, Elena. You better have a spare bedroom. I'm coming over. Don't tell me you have ice cream too. Or a black licorice tree out back, because I'm moving in. Maybe I should put one of those on my Amazon wish list. What did I use a plotter for? Printing out patterns. When I worked for pattern companies. I don't know if you're asking me though, Terry. I bet you knew that. I would test out markers, because you can print out a marker and you can do each half, and then tape them together. So I would do that for clients. And then, I would just print out patterns. I also had marker making software, which was great. So I could actually lay out the patterns. You do! Elena. Meet and greet at Elena's. Oh my God, can you imagine, Sydney, a black licorice tree? Jan! Hi! Are you back from all your wonderful makeup? You did like all kinds of cool stuff with wigs and makeup this summer. Nancy's got the gadgets. Elena's got the creature comforts. Ooh. No ice cream maker, but you have a deep fryer. I don't know about the deep fryer. I have one of those. We have an annual donut day. Well, we haven't been doing it in a while, but yeah. How's it going, Jan? Nice to see you. I did discover something about black licorice recently, but I can't think of what it is now. I told my husband, I'm like, I'm really craving black licorice. I should just order some. He's like, you should. And I immediately bought all this black licorice. And you know what I did? I ate all of it so fast. What I need is a licorice subscription program so that I only eat what they give me and I stop until the next batch comes. Oh, neat, Jan. Oh, remember the guy who used to come to the stream? He does a lot of sewing like that. What was his name? Unica. Remember? U-N-I-Q-A. Oh, I might be spelling that wrong, but it was something like that. He sewed drag. That would be really fun. Ready to go home, though? So you're not home. You're still on location? Yeah, Amy Sheridan, do you want to know about one? Because I know about one. I have asked for it 3 times, and my husband was like, I did not see it on the site. I'm like, how did you not see it? It's the Licorice International website. They have a subscription club. It's like $250 for the year. Yeah, that's it. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure what you get to pick, but I'd be like, can I have all the Dutch stuff? Not salty. Yeah, I can have yours. Okay, sounds great. Let me give you Gateway Black Licorice. Let me show you the way. You have all the kitchen get. Okay, maybe we need to stay at Nancy's. Nancy, aren't you and Elena kind of close to each other? You're in Massachusetts, right? Red Hots. Oh, they do have a candy club. Do you like Red Hots? Okay, so I am pretty sure that 5 of my pounds are hot tamales because last year I got so went back into them and it made my rosacea so bad. That's why I'm learning how to do makeup myself now. All because of hot tamales. Right, Barbara? They haven't had the good stuff. No, I'm just teasing. No, my husband's not really. Yeah, you really hate it? Okay, yeah. So you know one thing I also learned is that my husband doesn't like molasses because I usually make gingerbread cookies and I make them really good and like kind of spicy but kind of authentic tasting. And I realized, oh, no wonder he doesn't like black licorice. There's a lot of molasses in black licorice. Do you do football tailgates? You do everything, Elena. I love it. It is, yeah. Yeah, you're here for the end of the Saturday afternoon off-topic stream. You can do hot tamales? Yeah. There's a good flavor to molasses. You forgot the word good there, Ray? Yeah, so at the, if you ever come here, I'll take y'all to the candy store here because there's a really, really good candy store. They have a bulk bin wall, and they have a lot of black licorice in there. The last time I was there, I was like, okay, you're starting to slip a little. And it might have been the great panini of 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022. I started kind of going, what are these things next to the black licorice? And they were like peach gummies. And I put a few of those in my bag. And then the next time I was there, I was like, those were kind of good. And then there was another little peach gummy. I put that in my bag. And then I was like, this is bad. I'm starting to get out of my black licorice zone, which is healthy, right? It's good for rosacea. And then I started getting into the sugary stuff. Okay, Amy. Have a good weekend. Thanks for coming. Yeah, we really did talk about a lot of stuff today. I should go too. My family's coming home. My dogs are still alone, so I need to go let them out of the house. Well, it was really nice seeing you all. Thanks for coming. I'll let you know how this goes. We'll try this on, and I'll probably add another ruffle. But if I don't, I'll just hem it, and then you guys will see that too. So have a great weekend. 23rd, Tuesday, 11 a.m. Pacific. I'll see you here, and we're going to be making the Magnolia Dress by Deer and Doe. All right? Take care, you guys. Yes, yummy peach gummies. Yeah. All right, you guys. Bye.